Hello. So I want to do a quick introduction video since it's my first ever video, particularly being online. I'm Dominic, and I want to chart my journey and get some feedback and learn from the community. But let's start with who I am. So, and where I'm at. I'm out here at a piece of property that we recently purchased. Well, not too recently, maybe a couple of years, but I'll bring you up to speed as we go along. I was born and raised in the city, originally from Los Angeles, California, and just through life's journeys, ended up here in Texas, Northeast Texas to be exact. And anyway, I wanted to chart what I'm doing out here on this land. And the way that I got out here is, if you remember back at, I gotta remember when it happened, but Katrina. When Katrina took place, that was really kind of a wake-up call for me, being a city boy. And just in terms of being prepared and taking a little more responsibility for the outcome of how things go should disaster strike. But more importantly, the fact that you can't count on government or anything like that to come and save you. It's just not going to happen. You might get lucky, but not likely. So that kind of kicked me off on a journey to learn a little bit more about just general preparedness. And then just kind of went down various rabbit holes of learning. I'm what's called a serial hobbyist. I like to pick up new hobbies and I learn them, to a decent level, probably a moderate level to beginner level, and then move on to the next. The bad thing about that is I don't really learn too much in depth. The good thing is I learn a lot of different things. But anyway, it led me down the road of understanding where my food comes from, and how I was feeding my family and what we were doing to prepare in general, and then what we'll be doing in case anything ever did go sideways. Better to have an insurance policy and never need it than to not have it and need it. Anyway, that led me down the homestead path as I learned from others that were going back to a more traditional way of living and just being more responsible for what they're doing and understanding their impact on their local environment and how best to feed themselves. So in that process, I've learned a lot, watched a lot of others online, been influenced and positively impacted by a lot of others online, and I found that to be a rather rich community. Anyway, that kind of kicked me off in my journey, realizing that that's something that I wanted to do, and didn't think that was possible. Turns out it is. There are easier ways to do it even than I did, but this is just the way that I did it. So I'll share my journey, and hopefully that'll be inspiring to somebody else that would like to do it, but just doesn't think that it can be done. So that's my goal with this channel. That's my goal with sharing my videos and my experience. First off is to pay back, to give to others who may be wondering how to do this or just interested in the topic in general. And then secondly, to learn more, to go more in depth. One thing I've noticed from other creators online is that their knowledge level has clearly increased quite significantly through others doing the same and similar things. And by sharing their experiences with those, I know they're getting feedback. I can see it real time. So thank you to those that have taught me. I will give specific thanks as I go along and share my journey. But anyway, just a quick welcome and introduction. Again, Dominic out here in Northeast Texas, and I hope you do decide to join me.